Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Karens. In today's episode, Karen outs herself as office food thief. Bizarre Karen attack at the department store. Long time ago in a different life. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Karen outs herself as office food thief. I work IT at a small non-profit. We have a kitchen/staff room and supply free coffee, tea, milk, sugar, etc. During the pandemic, all staff were working from home, but for the past few weeks, some staff have been coming back gradually, most for just 1 to 2 days a week, including myself and, unfortunately, Karen. Now, Karen and I have had many run-ins over the years, and suffice to say we don't get along. I don't tolerate her BS. A week or so after being back, Karen sends a condescending email to the office manager, CCing all staff. In it she says that, while she accepts that the office kitchen had not been stocked while everyone was on lockdown, she is appalled that there is no bread, bagels, yogurts, etc. for staff that have returned. Replies, adding CCing all staff. Karen. As a courtesy to staff, we provide free coffee, tea, milk, and sugar, all of which have been stocked. We have never proved free bread, bagels, yogurts, or other food. However, staff do keep personal food items in the refrigerator. No comments so far. This happened last Wednesday. Someone should reply all with just. You should reply all saying your bread always seemed to disappear faster than you were using it. I went to a very small college. We all had a refrigerator for all the students who wanted to store their food. One day, there was a food thief. I wanted to stop the food thief. So what I did was I made a ghost pepper pizza. I put some ghost pepper sauce in the marinara, and I heard a howl come from the kitchen. The food thief outed themselves, and since then, we haven't had a problem with food thieves. Oh my gosh, ha 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 ha, how dare you all close her personal pantry? What was the general response, especially hers? Guess it never occurred to her to ask if anyone was bringing their own lunch or break snacks. Just assumed it was provided. Another product of no basic positive values, the consideration of others, being one of them. I brought food to eat, really awful by anybody else's standards, basically Grey gruel with seasoning. I sat down and a woman sat down in front of me with my food. I told her it was my food and she got angry and insisted it was hers. I took it away and said it was mine and that it was not anything anybody else would want, and asked her to identify what it was. She couldn't, of course. I ate it then so she wouldn't. And from then on I left my goop outside just so no one would make me starve. I used to do this too. When I had to use a community office fridge, I pretty much only brought either the stinkiest tuna sandwich or French onion soup. I eventually managed to finagle a mini fridge for my office, then I brought in better food. LOL. I make lentils in beef broth with a ton of black and red pepper, plus a boatload of garlic. It's tasty but looks like sludge. Nobody ever steals it. We had a lady at work whose salad kept getting stolen. So one day she made a dressing with golightly, the colon clean out for colonoscopies, as the main ingredient. Her salad was never stolen again. Ooh, nice one. I just had my first colonoscopy last fall, and golightly is what I was prescribed. That stuff is no joke. Legit, you have to just park your ass on the toilet after you've been drinking it for an hour or so. No sympathies for the thief who ate your coworker's salad. I want a high-fiver for that. I once made mac and cheese from scratch and brought the leftovers to work on the Friday before Christmas break. Someone threw it away and washed the Tupperware before I went to eat it at 11. I understood wanting to clean the kitchen, but there was shit in there that had been there for months that was untouched. I was devastated. I declined going to lunch with a coworker for that mac and cheese. I was looking forward to it all day, and then I found it in the trash. There's an episode of Friends just like this with Ross and his Thanksgiving leftover sandwich. His coworker, maybe boss, not only took it, but only ate half and tossed the rest. Bizarre Karen attack at the department store. Me, 45 WM, tall with beard, wearing a suit. I was going through a rack of ladies' blouses, thinking of a gift for my wife. Out of the blue, a squat stringy-haired Karen starts loudly berating me, screaming, "Get away from my mother, you pervert." I turned and saw that indeed, there was also an older lady there, the mother. Karen was accompanied by her own, awkwardly embarrassed teenage children. To be honest, I was so stunned at being harangued by a stranger that I just ignored her as her screeching became louder and higher pitched. This lasted a while. What saved me was my 3 young daughters, 8, 10, 12, running up to me from the girls section to hug me and say, "Daddy, Daddy, we found dresses we really like." This scene of unself-consciously normal family life caused the scales to fall from Karen's eyes, and she spent an inordinate amount of time in apologies. The whole exchange was so lunar that I couldn't say a word. Ultimately, her family escorted her away in shame. WTF is wrong with all these unhinged people? Mind your own business. The media has construed drag and the LGBTQIA community to be pedos, and so any man in a not-man situation, looking at blouses, must by default be a predatory pedo with a thing for ladies' garments, of course/s, but like not really, cause it's true. Yes, I've been wondering all this time as well. I think I'm no longer on planet Earth. I sometimes worry about the human race. Having girls really ups your tolerance to screaming. You can pretty much function with screaming in the background. Who cares if you were shopping for yourself? Not her business. I kind of think the right-wing bullshit fear-mongering about child groomers and people who assault children has just spread to the point that weak-minded people see it everywhere. She thought you were one of them drag queens. Should have held up a blouse and asked her if it was your color. Tell her you really think it brings out your eyes. That's Mr. Pervert to you, lady. I run the local chapter of the union and chair the Public Works Committee. We're working your street next, looking forward to it. If Karen thought the OP was a child predator, why was she worried about her mother? Yeah, I think this thread got away from me. Ultimately, Karen thought I was a threat to her geriatric mother. Long time ago, in a different life. Many years ago, I had my first Karen run-in. I was working at CompUSA as the service manager, both as a tech and a manager. I was out helping the floor staff with some sales and stuff. A lady comes in looking to get a zip drive installed into her 7-year-old compact tower. I said, "Sure, we can do that. You'll need this part and it's this much labor." She hit the fan when I said how much the parts and labor was. She said that Compact Tech Support said we could do it and she thought it would be free. I had to try to explain to her that the computer is way out of warranty and also she's trying to install items outside of any warranty that was originally included with her computer. She started screaming at me, threatening to report us to the BBB, Compaq, etc., because we wouldn't do it all for free. She asked to speak with a manager and said I am the tech/service department manager and we don't work for free. She grabbed her computer and stormed out the door, nearly breaking the door. I told the general manager what was going on with a chuckle and she laughed and told me to not worry about it at all. Oh, Compaq. That's a name I haven't heard in such a long time. CompUSA is such a great throwback too. Many years ago we had a yard sale and, Hubs being a cable tech, we made certain anyone buying our ancient Windows 98 computer understood it could not be hooked up to the internet. Pretty much a typewriter/storage/solitaire kind of machine. Come on, we were asking $20 for a plug-and-play mess. Guess which tech had to tell this shrew he couldn't hook this computer up to the internet, which he recognized as being the one we sold due to the damned painter's tape price tag on it in his handwriting? I used to work at a CompUSA too. Only for a year, but after 6 months after I quit for another job, they went out of business. Got a baller LCD panel for cheap during the liquidation sale, laughing face. Yeah, I left them and 1 month later they closed the location, then 1 year later the whole company. Bro about to do the Chappelle show, I am the manger IRL, I'm jealous. Would you guys be willing to look at my Gateway 486? I'm trying to install a GeForce RTX 4070 but I'm having trouble with the Windows 95 install to get there. Any help? When you install the requisite 1000W power supply, be sure to have a fire extinguisher handy for when the motherboard melts. Ah yeah, we sold them too and got to see all sorts of people asking questions like that, fun times. Dirty looks are free. I charge for my time. Never had a complaint with that line. Good call on not doing it for free. I mean, if CompUSA did work for free all of the time, they would end up losing money and having to go out of business. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.